Welcome back, Cage Combat fans. Before we start, make sure hit the like button, share and subscribe the channel for daily UFC news and updates. Let's begin. In the world of the UFC, controversy is never far away, and when Conor McGregor is involved, you know it's going to be explosive. The latest storm in the MMA world? McGregor's brutal takedown of UFC welterweight champion Belal Muhammad. Not in the Octagon, but on social media. His recent comments about Muhammad's training footage have sent shockwaves through the fight community, sparking debates, backlash, and even a potential challenge. But what exactly did McGregor say? And how has Belal Muhammad responded? Let's break it all down in today's episode. It all started when a video of Belal Muhammad training surfaced online. The footage, intended to showcase his preparation for an upcoming fight, instead caught the attention of none other than the UFC's most notorious trash talker, Conor McGregor. McGregor wasted no time taking a dig at Muhammad's technique. In a now viral post, McGregor called Muhammad's training embarrassing and went on to say, "This is the guy who's supposed to be a champ? This is a joke." Fans and analysts quickly jumped in, with some agreeing that Muhammad's form looked unpolished, while others accused McGregor of simply stirring the pot for attention. Belal Muhammad, known for his no-nonsense approach inside and outside the cage, wasn't about to let McGregor's comments slide. In an interview just days after McGregor's remarks, Muhammad fired back, saying, "Conor hasn't been relevant in years. He's just talking because he knows he can't back it up in the cage. He's out here criticizing my training. But when was the last time he even won a fight?" The welterweight champion went on to challenge McGregor, suggesting that instead of running his mouth online, the Irish superstar should step into the cage and prove himself. McGregor is no stranger to controversy. Throughout his career, he's used trash talk as a psychological weapon, getting under the skin of his opponents before they even step into the octagon. From his heated rivalry with Khabib Nurmagomedov to his back and forth with Nate Diaz, McGregor has always thrived on verbal warfare. But is his latest dig at Belal Muhammad just another case of classic McGregor mind games? Or does he actually believe Muhammad is an unworthy champion? As expected, the MMA community is completely divided. Some fans argue that McGregor, who hasn't won a significant fight in years, has no right to criticize a reigning champion. Others believe that McGregor is simply saying what many have been thinking. Muhammad, while dominant, doesn't have the most exciting fighting style and lacks the knockout power that makes a champion truly feared. Prominent UFC analysts have also weighed in. One commentator stated, "McGregor is trying to stay relevant, but let's be honest, he's not fighting at welterweight anytime soon. This is just another classic McGregor headline grab." Meanwhile, others believe McGregor could be setting the stage for a shocking comeback at 170 pounds. Now, here's the real question. Could all this online beef actually turn into an official fight? McGregor has fought at welterweight before, taking on Nate Diaz and Donald Cerrone. But Belal Muhammad is a whole different kind of challenge, a relentless pressure fighter with some of the best wrestling in the division. Despite McGregor's criticisms, Muhammad is currently at the top of his game and has been calling for a title fight against Leon Edwards or another top contender. If McGregor truly wants to back up his words, a fight at 170 pounds against Muhammad could be his way back into the conversation for a title shot. However, let's be honest, McGregor has shown no signs of actually stepping into the octagon anytime soon, especially after his long layoff due to injury. And with Muhammad focused on securing a legitimate title defense, it's unlikely he'll waste his time on a fight that doesn't benefit his career. At the end of the day, this might just be another classic case of McGregor staying in the headlines without actually fighting. But one thing's for sure, Belal Muhammad isn't going to sit back and let anyone disrespect him, even if it's one of the biggest names in UFC history. So what do you think? Is McGregor just trying to stay relevant? Or is there a real possibility that he steps into the octagon with Belal Muhammad? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more UFC updates. UFC London 2025 is set to be one of the most electrifying fight nights of the year, and at the center of it all is a highly anticipated showdown between former welterweight champion Leon "Rocky" Edwards and the rising powerhouse, Sean Brady. This matchup is a high-stakes battle with serious implications for the welterweight division. Will Edwards reclaim his dominance in front of his home crowd? Or will Brady shock the world and cement himself as a top contender? Let's break it all down. Leon Edwards has been at the top of the welterweight division for years, but his reign as champion came to an end when he lost the belt to Belal Muhammad in a highly competitive bout. Despite the setback, Edwards remains one of the most well-rounded and dangerous fighters in the UFC. A master of striking with pinpoint accuracy and high fight IQ, Edwards has taken down some of the biggest names in the sport, including Kamaru Usman, Nate Diaz, and Rafael dos Anjos. Now, he returns to London, where the crowd will be roaring for his comeback. But this isn't just another fight for Edwards. It's a must-win. A loss here could push him further away from a title shot, while a dominant victory could put him right back in the conversation for the belt. The pressure is immense, and he knows it. On the other side of the octagon stands Sean Brady, a rising star with a perfect record and a grappling pedigree that has made him one of the most feared fighters in the welterweight division. Brady has consistently showcased elite wrestling and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, smothering his opponents and leaving them with little room to breathe. His victories over top competitors like Michael Chiesa have proven that he belongs among the division's best. However, this fight against Leon Edwards is by far the biggest test of his career. He'll be stepping into enemy territory in London, facing a former champion who is hungry for redemption. If Brady can pull off the upset, it would skyrocket him into title contention and prove that he is the future of the division. This fight presents one of MMA's most classic and intriguing matchups: striker versus grappler. Leon Edwards is known for his crisp, technical striking. His ability to control distance, land sharp counterstrikes, and mix in clinch work makes him a nightmare for any opponent. His head kick knockout of Kamaru Usman remains one of the most iconic moments in UFC history. Sean Brady, on the other hand, has an elite ground game. If he gets you to the mat, he's relentless, constantly looking for submissions, maintaining top control, and draining his opponents with suffocating pressure. The big question is, can Edwards keep the fight standing, or will Brady drag him into deep waters on the ground? The stakes couldn't be higher for either fighter. For Leon Edwards, a win means staying in the title picture and potentially earning a shot at the welterweight belt once again. A loss, however, could push him further down the rankings, making his road back to gold much harder. For Sean Brady, this is the biggest opportunity of his career. A victory over a former champion would solidify his place among the elite and could put him just one fight away from a title shot. However, if he loses, he risks being seen as not quite ready for the top level of competition. This isn't just another fight. It's a defining moment for both men. There's another massive factor at play: home advantage. Leon Edwards will be fighting in front of his home crowd in London's O2 Arena. And if there's one thing we know, it's that UK fans bring the energy. The deafening support for Edwards could give him the psychological edge he needs to push through adversity. But for Sean Brady, this could be a different kind of challenge. Fighting in enemy territory means he'll have to block out the noise, stay composed, and focus on his game plan. Can he handle the pressure of the moment? So, what's the key to victory for each fighter? For Leon Edwards, the strategy is clear: keep the fight standing. He needs to use his footwork to stay off the cage, stuff Brady's takedown attempts, and make this a striking battle. If he can find his range early, he could pick Brady apart and possibly even finish the fight with one of his signature head kicks. For Sean Brady, the path to victory is all about grappling. He needs to close the distance, get Edwards to the ground, and use his superior wrestling to dominate from top position. If he can take Edwards down early and wear him out, he could control the fight and either grind out a decision win or secure a submission. So, who wins this battle at UFC London? Some experts believe Edwards' striking and experience will be too much for Brady to handle, especially in front of his home crowd. Others argue that Brady's relentless wrestling will be the key factor and that he will smother Edwards on the ground. One thing is for certain: this fight is going to be an absolute war, and the winner will take a giant step toward UFC gold. UFC London 2025 is shaping up to be one of the most exciting fight nights of the year, and Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady is the fight everyone will be watching. Will Rocky rise again in front of his home fans? Or will Sean Brady announce himself as the future of the welterweight division? The answer awaits on Fight Night. Buckle up, because this one is going to be wild.